Hi, I'm Rai. Today I'm going to talk about Venti and how to build him. As all of us know, Venti has the best crowd control burst in the whole game as of right now. And what weapon, artifact set, and artifact stat we're going to use to build him to his best potential. Let us start with the weapon. Elegy for the End is one of the best support-focused Venti's weapon. Its secondary stat gives you energy recharge, which is really good, so you can spam Venti's burst. And it also has a supporting ability that gives your whole party 100 elemental mastery and 20% attack for 12 seconds every time Venti's elemental skill or burst hit the enemies 4 times. This effect has a 20-second cooldown. By using this weapon, it means you can buff your whole party while doing crowd control using your burst at least once every 2 bursts. If you don't have Elegy for the End, you can use Favonius War Bow or Sacrificial Bow as a substitute. It is also a decent support bow for Venti. Aside for being a good support, Venti is also an excellent sub DPS. And the Stringless is a good bow for Venti sub DPS. Even though its secondary stat only increased elemental mastery, which is only increasing Venti's swirl damage, its ability is really good for sub DPS. It increased elemental skill and elemental burst damage. At Refinement 1, it increased it by 24%. And at Refinement 5, it is increased up to 48%, which is huge for Venti sub DPS. The next weapon which is really good for Venti sub DPS is Skyward Card. With hits, crit rate, secondary stat, and crit damage ability, it makes your life easier to build your Venti's crit, which will increase your Venti's overall damage. That's it for the weapon. Now let's move on to the artifact set. The most common set for Venti support is the 4 pieces of Viridescent Venerare. Its 2-piece set gives Venti a 50% increase on animal damage, and its 4-piece increased swirl damage by 60%, and it decreased elemental resistance to the element infused in the swirl by 40% for 10 seconds, which is really good for a cryo, hydro, electro, or pyro DPS, which can be infused in Venti's swirl. If your Venti is supporting Geo or Anemo main DPS, the Viridescent Venerare wouldn't be giving a lot of supporting abilities, so it would be best if you are using a Noblesse Oblige instead. Noblesse Oblige 2-piece giving Venti 20% increase in his elemental burst damage, and its 4-piece giving Venti the ability to give 20% of attack increase for 12 seconds every time Venti using elemental burst. For a sub DPS focused build, it is best to equip Ventis with 2 pieces of Viridescent Venerare and 2 pieces of Noblesse Oblige. 2 pieces of Viridescent Venerare giving Venti 15% of animal damage increase, and the 2 pieces of Noblesse Oblige giving Venti 20% increase on his burst, which is really good. It means you will gain 15% increase on Venti's elemental skill and 35% increase on Venti's elemental burst. If you are wondering about my Venti stat, here is the stat of my Venti. The main focus of my Venti is about supporting, so I'm using a high energy recharge Venti, which is 200 energy recharge, so I can use his burst every time it is off cooldown. I'm still trying to fix my crit stat on my Venti. Here's the artifact set I'm using. I'm using a 4 set of Viridescent Venerare. And for the main stat of each artifact I'm using, and I advise you guys to use, first, for the flower, we know it only has an HPS main stat, and the feather, it only has attack. And for the sign of Eon, we are using attack percent if we have enough energy recharge, and we are using an energy recharge sign of Eon if we need more energy recharge. For the goblet, it is best to use Anemo damage, And for the circlet, I'm still using attack percent, but the best is to use a crit circlet, whether it is a crit rate or a crit damage circlet. It is best not to use elemental mastery in any of your artifact main stat because it only increases swirl damage, which is a pretty small damage compared to Venti skill and burst damage. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and sorry for the bad English. I'd appreciate it if you guys support me by subscribing to my channel. See you next video.